Hey, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your desktop computer. And when you're hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so much more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And the best of all, it's totally free. Check me out. I'm here every Wednesday for Wind Down Wednesday at 9 p.m. right here on Anchor.fm. You could also catch me on Spotify. Welcome to TTFromTheD podcast show. Thank you for tuning in for our Wind Down Wednesday segment. I'm your host, TT, and I am super excited that you decided to tune in on tonight to share with me your energy and your positive vibes. And I know you might be saying, this is not a Tap In Tuesday segment where we could see you and we could tap in and ask questions, but this is more of a relaxed setting. And you're right. But there's something about the energy that flows in the world, just like there's something about the power of no. There's something about the power of yes. And tonight's our topic, the power of no, right? Thank you for the no's. I know you had to look at that a few times when you saw the caption, but yes, in life, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have to learn to say thank you for the no's. And I'm going to share with you a few tad bit jewels that'll help coast with you as you walk through life and you hear the yeses and the no's. Sometimes we get yeses and we wish, in the beauty of hindsight, that, oh my God, I wish they would have told me no. And then so we also have to flip the switch and say, for some of those no's, of course, we always wonder and wish they would have told us yes. But I promise you, as the seasoned elders would say, just keep on living, baby. If you just keep on living, you'll learn to appreciate the power of the yes as well as the power of the no. So, before we kick off tonight's segment, which is episode 9, thank you for everyone who's been faithful, following and sharing. I appreciate you tuning in. The love is real. I feel the vibes, the energy, the prayers. I'm so grateful and I'm thankful because there are several other podcasts you could have logged on to tonight, but you chose to share your time with me, and I am very grateful. Now let's dive right on into this, okay? Let's go for it, right? What's that saying? Go hard or go home, right? Right? Let's just jump into it. How many of you appreciate or have appreciated somebody telling you no? Pause. How many of you can appreciate the power of someone telling you yes? See, you sit on two sides of the coin. Just like there's a heads and a tail to a coin, there's a yes and a no to a coin. Unless you have a trick coin, where you have like a two yes-sided coin or two no-sided coin, a two head-sided. You get the gist of it. But how often have you been able to sit back in your life and appreciate when someone has told you no? You wouldn't be on Jeopardy and say, I'll take no for 200. No, we really look for the yeses in life. When your parent, when you were a child, said, no, not right now, maybe next time. Now, did you hear that? They said, not right now, maybe next time. If we could only envision chasing our dreams, looking at opportunities that are on the table, not placed on the table by us, but by others, and then we stand in front of that setting, and it's either going to be a yes or a no plate. Either you're going to get full or you're not. Either you're going to get something on that plate or you're not. Either you're just in time and they're getting ready to bring out the food, or you're late and they already cleared the table and they set it for the next day. Do you get where I'm going? Do you understand that metaphor? You have to go for that no, just like you have to go for that yes. I know you said that doesn't make sense, TT. But as the elders would say, keep on living. See, you have to see and you have to hear the message when someone's relaying it to you, when you're up for that promotion, or you've applied for that loan, or you've applied for that college, or you went out to join that team, or you submitted your resume for approval to join an organization and you're waiting. You're hoping for the yes. Nobody wants to get a no, but you have to prepare yourself for the no's in life. You're not going to always get yes. And when I used the metaphor earlier, or the analogy of when your parent or your parent have said, and you've probably done it to your children. If you have a child or children, you have said, no, not right now, maybe next time. You didn't say it thinking, I'm just blowing smoke. It'll never be a next time, or I'll never say yes. You did it with knowing that there's a possibility that next time we could do that. Perhaps we can go there, but just not today. You didn't flat out say no. Your parent didn't flat out say no. When they put that out on the table, they simply said, not right now, but maybe next time. What I'm saying to you is keep moving, keep pushing, keep dreaming, keep believing. So this man, this woman, this boy, this girl might have said no. But as you move down the road, there'll be more organizations, more companies, more potential clients that won't tell you no. You may run into several no's before you get that one yes. And I'm talking from experience. I'm not just telling you something just to have a topic for tonight. I've talked to many people over the years. We've cried, we've laughed, we've shared stories in different ways about different situations and circumstances. And I believe I can honestly say I've never met anyone who really was happy to hear a no initially, including myself, until you had a little opportunity to sit back and either look at what you've done, or look what you could have gotten, or look where you were headed, and you realize, my God, I am so happy I didn't get that offer. I didn't get that opportunity. I didn't go that route. I didn't choose him. I didn't choose her. I ain't choose them, right? I think we can all safely say we've heard some no's, but when we look back, we appreciate the no's. Later in life, of course, not right at that moment. But I'm hoping that for every no, it made you work harder. I'm aware that there's a lot of people that have flat out given up on their dreams and their goals because of one no or several no's, because they didn't understand if you just kept going, there was the yes on the other side. See, sometimes God gives us that no through man because it's not a part of the divine order attached to your purpose or your life. But we're so gung-ho. We need that yes. We need the power of that yes. I need this. I need that. I need it right now. Just like when you're waiting on a raise, or you're waiting on a check, or you're waiting on a payment, because you've already planned out what you're going to do with that money. Oh yeah, I'm going to buy this. I got to go here. I got to give that. I got to do this. And then there could be something on the other side of tomorrow that would really need you to have these monies available. But if you got it right then, right there, in the right now spirit, on the other side of tomorrow, when that thing, that situation, that circumstance manifested, you wouldn't have the means. Then I'm sure I ain't the only one that could testify to this. You say, oh my God, if I would have knew this yesterday, I would have held on to that money. I wouldn't have spent all that money. I would have kept a few dollars. I would have done this. I would have done that. And then it's gone. But think about this with that same scenario versus You didn't get the monies when you thought you needed it, when you wanted to have it, when you were promised it. And you were planning to do what you were planning to do. But if you've been alive long enough, you know that your life is not your own. And a lot of times we do things, we operate out of different mindsets from day to day, depending on the situation, the circumstances in which we face. God knows. If nobody knows, God knows. He knows what's on the other side of tomorrow. He knows if tomorrow will manifest itself and come for you. He knows if he's canceled out your tomorrow. He knows if your today is your last day. We don't. We can guesstimate. Yes, we can guess. We can hope. We can pray. We can wish for. But God knows. We all speculate. No one knows for certain if tomorrow will come. When the sun rises and we're able to be in the presence of it, we're excited and we are just ecstatic that we made it to another day. Some people think like it's just the way of life. Oh yeah, I knew I was going to wake up this morning. How'd you know? How'd you know that? When the sun goes down and we see the beautiful sunset, we don't know for sure. We don't know for certain that the sun will rise again and fall in front of our eyes. We have no idea. We hope, we pray. We want the yes. That's definitely a yes we want. But it could be a no, a quiet, a silent, a patient, a planned, an ordered no. Now I'm going to tell you, you should celebrate every no. If yes makes you happy and then no makes you unhappy, you need to really understand the beauty of yes and no. Because it's like a roller coaster. It's like the demon drop. You know when you're coasting and you headed towards going up, you know it's a hard drop and you're prepared for it. But when you look at the no's in life that you're not prepared for, it tends to shake you like an earthquake. So we have to learn the value behind every no, just like we have to learn the value behind every yes. And we have to celebrate both. Just like today was raining earlier. Right now it's not. Earlier it also was a high 50. The sun was shining. Right now it's not. But let me tell you, I appreciate seeing the sunrise. I'm looking forward to the sunset. I appreciate the earth being fed by the rain dropping from the sky. Because we have to have both. Sun, it sometimes shadows the way we spend our day, our evening, our morning, our night. And you may say, how, TT? I'll give you an example. We wake up in the morning, the sun is bright. You think, I'm going to have a great day. It's going to be a beautiful day. You might even speak it into the atmosphere. It's going to be a great day today. Sunny, it's warm, it's a beautiful day. You wake up and it's raining, it's storming, it's lightning, it's thundering. Oh, today is going to be a hell of a day. Man, today going to be a long day. Isn't it funny how the weather can sometimes dictate our behavior? That goes hand in hand with the word yes, the word no that comes out of a person's mouth. It sometimes can dictate our behavior. I watched on social media earlier a young lady who obviously was battered tear up an apartment. Not ragefully, calmly. Her frustration, her anger, her internal pain as well as her external pain probably allowed her to move swiftly, yet with care, and it seemed like a plan. You see, she took her time. Whatever got her to the tipping point, she took her time. I'm sure the day before, she didn't know she was going to end up doing what she did. I'm sure before, whomever decided to lay hands on her for whatever the reason is, which I never justify and I never condone violence, but whatever happened, it made me look at a broken person, a hurt person who decided, I'm hurt, I'm battered, and I'm abused, and I'm about to tear this place apart. Because I'll hurt you where it hurts. And a lot of times people are so wrapped up with materialistic things. Like everything in that apartment can be replaced. But the way she feels, the way she felt, the scar on her nose, the bleeding from her nose, the scar under her eye that was turning dark. She has to look at that for a couple days or longer. What if something was fractured? What if that scar is permanent? You understand where I'm going? She didn't know that though before it happened. A lot of times we don't know. No doesn't mean never. Let's go there. It's important to follow up with people. Let's just say they'll say, you know what, we're not hiring at this time. But if you check back with us in a few days or a few weeks, we might. That goes back to what our parents used to say or have said or you've said to your childhood children. No, not right now, but maybe later. I tell people you have to take a person for their word and say, okay, I'll follow back up with you. Be persistent. Be diligent. Keep inquiring. They didn't say no. They said not at this time. But you know what? Check back with us. Because they don't know what's on the other side of tomorrow either. And I recommend to people, don't let those opportunities pass you by. Like the night does to the daytime. The sun does to the moon. Don't let it pass you by. If they tell you check back with us in a few days or a few weeks, check back. If you haven't found what you're looking for, keep on checking back. Hey, this is Teresa. I was just checking back to see if you guys have started the hiring process. Hey, this is Teresa. I was just checking back to see if you still filled up or have you filled that vacancy. You know, they'll say, you know what? I remember. Get a name. I tell people all the time. Know who you're talking to. Okay, may I ask your name? Yeah, my name is Susan. Okay, Susan, I appreciate you taking the time out and blah, 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 whatever your conversation would be. Write that down. Get you a tablet, a journal, a notebook, 50 cents at the dollar store. Or $1, I should say. 50 cents maybe at Walmart or something like that, Target. But write down that place, organization, a company, the person, the contact, the date you did it. If it's something you diligently want and you're seeking it, put it on your calendar, in your planner. Today, April 6th, I called and I spoke to Susan. She said to follow back up in a couple days or a few weeks. If it's a couple days, I would say, let me give you 7 days. Today's April 6th. On April 12th, I'm going to follow back up with Susan. Hey, Susan, this is Teresa. I was just following back. I spoke with you last week. Blah, 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 blah. If she says in a couple of weeks, all right, today is April 6th. I don't know. Let's say April 26th. Let's say April 26th. That's almost 4 weeks from now. I'm going to follow back up. Hey, Susan, this is Teresa. I had called you at the beginning of the month and you had told me to follow back up with you in a couple of weeks. So I was just trying to find out what was going on. Boom. You're showing that person, these people, this company, this business, that you're about your business. I'm following through. We're so quick to run. When someone says, no, not right now, we take that as no. We assume like, they didn't like me. It's no. They didn't say anything. They said, maybe not right now or not right now. Check back with us. That's what they meant. If you don't do it and then you see someone else new in that position, they wasn't hiring or they wasn't looking for nobody when I went. Did you follow through? When they asked you, did you follow back up? A lot of times we don't. And I recommend don't let the opportunities die. Be persistent. Of course, within reasonable bounds, of course. You don't want to be a stalker, but you want to be aggressive, but in a passive, unaggressive way. Avoid being perceived that you're pushy, but that you are dedicated. That's exactly what you want. Because people look for essential, potential people that's going to be about their business and be a man or a woman of their word. And let me tell you this, a good no is better than a bad yes. You might say, how can it, what? Yeah, some people don't like hearing no, period, like for nothing, because they fear it makes the person uncomfortable to say it. But if I have to tell you no, not at this time, or you know what, no, thank you. It's how you say it. It's not always what you say, it's how you say. I know I'm not teaching you anything you haven't heard before. Perhaps you may be a person that don't receive no. So you take it as, oh, they said no, so it's bad news. But that's not always true. You have to be willing to hear the answer yes and no. And take it as a learning experience. And then on the beauty of it, sometimes we look back and you say, "Ooh, I'm so glad they said no to me. I know I'm not the only one that thought that or feels that or thinks that." And I'll remind you this part too here. Every no is a chance for you to learn something new. Now, you could always ask a person if they say, let's just say, I heard that you guys were going to, I'm just hypothetically speaking. I heard that you guys were going to build some 3-bedroom condos over here. And since these are all 2 bedrooms. No, we're not. It's nothing wrong with you saying, "I'm curious. Can I ask you why did you guys change your mind?" A lot of times people will do things, right? Now, here's this. Hear me clear. Somebody could say, "You know what? I'm going to give you this opportunity. I've created this position for you. And I want to see you shine. I want to see you in this new department running things because you have the potential." And you're excited and you're like, "Oh my God, okay, awesome." But then they turn around and they're like, "You know what? We're not going to move forward. That's not the direction we're going in. So we're going to do X, Y, and Z." And although you might feel like a balloon, helium has been let out of your heart. There's nothing wrong with saying, "Can I ask you why aren't you creating that department anymore? Like, did you think I wasn't capable? Did you no longer think I was able to run it? Or, are you not thinking that it's going to be successful?" You can ask. And there's nothing wrong with asking. Because if one moment, I want you to run this department, I'm creating this department, I'm creating this. And then the next moment, I'm not even going to have this department. I'm not going to. And I remember feeling this way. I'm not telling you again. I'm never going to say things to you just to say something to you. It has substance. So I remember I worked for my former school district, and one of the departments I was working in was downsized, and they dissolved the department. And it was a major department in the school district, and I was trying to figure out, how could you dissolve this type of department? Because it's a fact that you need this type of work done for all stakeholders in every building. And so they said, we're just going to outsource it basically to each building. And I said that's not going to work for long. It's not going to make sense because I knew the dynamics. I know the ins and outs. I knew the timing. I knew that's a lot of work. And yes, I didn't want to lose my department and my role. But at the same time, I was being honest and upfront. That's a lot of work to be putting on buildings and their administrative assistants when they're already overworked, overwhelmed, and now you're going to add this piece on there. Well, that worked all about a year. And then they realized, this is overwhelming for the buildings. And so what did they do? They didn't bring back the department that they dissolved, but what they did was they shoveled all of that work and dropped it on a person who already had a hell of a load. And then you look like, were you just trying to be mean to me? Or what did that look like? And then you realize it ain't always about you. So let's also go there. Everything ain't personal. Sometimes people are downsizing. They're trying to save money, things of that nature. But let me be clear on this part too. Sometimes people do things to be spiteful. And at the end of the day, man, sir, you have to answer to God. You don't have to answer to man, but you have to answer to God. Here's a great quote from Tyler Perry. And, if you know me, I'm a Tyler Perry fan and I love Tyler Perry. And one day I will work with Tyler Perry. I put that in the atmosphere because I trust and believe that what you put out into the atmosphere will manifest if you trust it and believe it enough. So he said, it doesn't matter if 1 million people tell you what you can't do or if 10 million tell you no. If you get one yes from God, that's all you need. When I saw that quote, I read it over and over again because I'm quite often telling people, all it takes is that one yes. Your gift will make room for you. I say things like that when I'm talking to my family, my friends, people I'm trying to encourage, my former students, people of that nature. In the business, you get the gist of it. And I'm like, Yeah, you could have several no's and you get that one yes. It will not only blow your mind, you'll realize that one yes substitutes and truly is way better than all of those no's that was told to you because you were seeking that one yes from the people or the person or the corporation or the company that spit out the no. So let that resonate with your heart, with your mind, with your spirit. It don't matter if 10 people told you no. You only need that one yes from God. Because let me be clear about something else here. Now this is a TT-ism right here. God will set you up to be blessed by your frenemy. Even your enemies. I promise you, no matter how old you are, you've sat at the table with mankind. And while they were like, go sis, go bro. In their spirit, they're like, shh, yeah, whatever. And it ain't nothing worse than being around a bunch of people or a person. And you think they got your best interest at heart and you realize they're about self or they're on for the ride. They on for the Aladdin effect of riding the magic carpet, and that's you. There's nothing worse than seeing somebody who sees your potential, knows your potential, but yet they use a battle axe and they chop you down every chance they get, whether you see it or you don't. And what's worse is when you know you see it and you keep walking in the line of fire. You know they're going to swing that battle axe and you're liable to get snipped, but you keep walking into that realm around that person, around those people. But let me tell you this. What God has for you, man can never take it away from you. He can slow it down, but he can't take it away from you. What's been promised to you before you were born will manifest if you live long enough, if you pray, if you work hard, if you believe and you trust the process. I can't want it more for you than you want for yourself. I feel that way towards my children. I feel that way towards my husband. I feel that way towards my family and my friends. I can't want you to succeed more than you want to. Because it's not me that has to succeed in your life. It's you that has to succeed in your life. And I'll be clear, don't let anything stop you. Don't let anybody stop you. Life is going to throw you curveballs filled with distraction and confusion. Whether you on the field or off the field. Whether you batters up, it's you next to bat, or it's you next to pitch. You're going to always have these balls thrown at you. It's all about what you do with those balls. You pitch them back, you knock them out the park, because they're going to always come. But it's the game that you have to learn to love to play. I'm not saying that life is a game, because it's not, and you shouldn't be playing. But life is like a game. Every day you wake up, and you are like a checker piece or a chess piece, depending where you are in your life. Are you going to move and jump around because you're trying to capture a king and a queen? Or are you going to strategically make your move with preciseness and thought behind it? You know, people say it all the time. I'm living my best life. Well, make yourself the best person, the best version of you, so you can enjoy living your best life. Do the things that bring you joy. Do it unapologetically too. Don't be discouraged by the no's. You probably ain't heard them pretty much most of your life. But pay those no attention. Understand that you're not a failure and you won't fail the plan. But if you don't plan to fail, and if you don't plan to win, then you'll never know what it's like. Success is in a bottle ready for you to open it up. You're going to get the yeses. You're going to get the no's. But it's all about, what do you do with this yes? What do you do with this no? Remember also, everything ain't for everybody. That's important to understand and remember with the no's and the yes. So I want you to thank people for the no's. Because what God has for you is for you. And that no that man, that woman, that boy, that girl may be giving you is probably what you need to hear. Because 1, you may not be ready. 2, it could be a distraction and a setback for what God set you up for. So the next time you hear no for something you believe in yes for, it might not be your season, sis. It may not be your season, bro. Oh, but just know your season is coming. So be thankful for the no's just as much as you're thankful for the yeses. It's been my pleasure to be your podcast host for tonight. I wish you a wonderful wind down Wednesday evening. You could catch me here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. for some good conversations, hot topics, great motivation and encouragement. That's my job. You can also catch me live stream for a live interview every Tuesday for Tap In Tuesday, 9 p.m. on Facebook Live through TT from the D podcast. You can also catch me on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and also I'm moving towards Instagram. I'll see you soon.